My wife publicly mocked my bedroom performance in front of 8 friends at our anniversary dinner. I just stood up and left. I'm Joey, been married to Phoebe for 5 years. I'm a firefighter EMT here in Denver. She's a senior project manager at a pretty well-known architecture firm. Different worlds, but we made it work. Or so I thought. Last Saturday was our anniversary. Phoebe insisted on doing this big dinner at one of those bougie rooftop restaurants downtown. Not really my scene, but she wanted to celebrate and network with her college friends. 8 of them showed up, this group she stayed tight with since graduation. They're all successful, competitive types, always subtle one-upping each other about careers, money, relationships. You know the crowd. Dinner started fine. Good food, decent conversation. Then Phoebe got into the martinis. Around the third one, she shifted into what I can only describe as stand-up comedian mode, except I was the punchline. Started with small jabs about how I still can't figure out the espresso machine and how I need GPS to find anything in Target. Everyone laughed. Whatever, I can take a joke. But then she went there. You know what Joey is really good at? Putting out fires. What he's not good at, she paused for effect, grinning. Keeping any fire going at home, if you catch my drift. The table got quiet for a second, then nervous laughter. She kept going. Seriously, the man has 2 speeds in bed, trying really hard, and oh, that's it. He's so bad in bed it's almost painful. More laughter, but people were clearly uncomfortable now. I just sat there, didn't react, didn't turn red, just processed it. Then came the kicker. He watches more YouTube tutorials about it than he actually does with me. I swear, one day I'm gonna find him taking notes. That's when Tessa spoke up. Tessa is one of the group, works as an interior designer. We actually worked together last year on a community project, renovating homes for families after a fire. 3 months of close collaboration. She set down her wine glass and looked directly at Phoebe. That's funny, because Joey worked side by side with me for 3 months straight, and I've never met anyone more attentive, patient, and skilled with their hands. The table went dead silent. Phoebe's face went through about 5 different emotions. What the hell is that supposed to mean? Tessa shrugged. I'm talking about restoration work. Installing drywall, refinishing hardwood, that kind of thing. But if you want to interpret it differently, that's on you. You could hear a pin drop. Everyone was looking between Phoebe, Tessa, and me. I still didn't say anything. Just stood up, put my napkin on the table, and walked out. I didn't go home that night. Crashed at the firehouse. My phone blew up, 21 texts from Phoebe, ranging from WTF was that about? To you're being ridiculous to we need to talk now. I didn't respond to any of them. Here's the thing, Reddit, I'm sharing this because I need to get it off my chest and because I need perspective on what comes next. That humiliation at dinner, that wasn't the worst part. The worst part is what I've been dealing with for the past year that led me to just sit there and take it. Phoebe has spent our entire marriage making it clear that my job isn't good enough. I don't make what she makes. I can't provide the lifestyle she wants. When friends ask what I do, she says first responder instead of firefighter, like she's embarrassed. She works hybrid, home 3 days a week, but somehow I'm the one doing all the housework, all the cooking, all the errands. Because my 24-hour shifts are apparently just sitting around waiting for calls. And for the past 6 months, she's been taking these Portland project trips every other Thursday, overnight stays. But here's what made my stomach turn. About a week before our anniversary dinner, I was taking out the trash and found a crumpled hotel notepad at the bottom of the bin. Someone had written RM 447, MM plus K with a heart. MM is her initials. Phoebe Mitchell. K is Kevin, her direct supervisor. I didn't confront her. I started documenting instead. Flight records, she's been flying out to Portland, but so has Kevin, always the same flights. Call logs on our phone bill, hours of calls to his number late at night. And 2 weeks ago, our Ring camera caught Kevin showing up at our house at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday when I was on shift. Phoebe let him in. He left at 2 a.m. So when she humiliated me in front of her friends, I just sat there thinking, you're cheating on me with your married boss and you have the audacity to mock me publicly. I've already talked to a lawyer. Colorado is no fault, but the house is in my name from before we got married. I'm just waiting for the right moment to make my move. Tessa texted me this morning. I'm sorry if I made things weird. But after you left, Phoebe told everyone you don't know how to make a woman happy. I couldn't sit there and let her do that. I don't know if Tessa was defending me or if there was something else behind it. Right now, I don't really care. I just need to figure out my next steps. Update 1. 4 days later, holy shit. Okay. I need to update this because things have moved fast and not in any direction I expected. First, I did not go home after the dinner. I stayed at the firehouse for 3 days straight, picked up extra shifts, slept in the bunk room. Phoebe sent 52 more texts over those 3 days. The tone shifted from angry to panicked to manipulative. I didn't respond to any of them. Tuesday morning, I got a message from an unknown number. Turned out to be someone who works at Phoebe's firm. I won't say more than that for their protection, but they sent me 3 things. 1, photos of Phoebe and Kevin at an art gallery opening 2 weeks ago. The night she told me she was working late. They're dressed up, drinking wine, and in one photo his hand is on her lower back in a way that's not professional. 2. A forwarded email chain, anonymized, showing Kevin booking hotel rooms in Portland as client meetings charged to the company account. But there's no client, just internal notes that say plus KD site visit. 3, a head up. Kevin's wife doesn't know, but people at work are starting to talk. Thought you should have this before it blows up. I forwarded everything to my lawyer immediately. She called me within an hour. Joey, this is better than I expected. If Kevin is using company funds for personal travel, that's fraud. If Phoebe was party to it, she could be implicated too. And if his wife finds out, she paused. This changes everything about how we approach your divorce. Don't do anything yet. Let them make the first move. Wednesday, I finally went home to grab some clothes. Phoebe was there. She'd clearly been crying. The second she saw me, she started in. 3 days, Joey. 3 days you ignore me. After your friend embarrassed me at my anniversary dinner, I just started packing a duffel bag. She followed me to the bedroom. Say something, defend yourself. Explain why Tessa felt the need to humiliate me. I stopped and looked at her. Really looked at her. You want me to defend myself? Against what exactly? Against you telling 8 people that I'm inadequate. Against you making our sex life a public joke. Against you, it was funny, Joey, it was a joke. Everyone was laughing. Everyone was uncomfortable. There's a difference. She started crying again. I can't believe you're doing this over a joke. You're ruining our marriage over a stupid joke. I zipped up my bag. I'm not the one who ruined anything, Phoebe. Then I left. Didn't elaborate. Didn't bring up Kevin. Just left her standing there. Now here's where it gets interesting, and honestly this is the part I'm still trying to process. Thursday morning I got a call from Tessa. Joey, I need to tell you something, and you're probably going to think I'm crazy or overstepping, but here it is. Phoebe has been telling people for months that you're not present in the marriage, that you don't satisfy her needs. She's been laying groundwork to make you look bad for a while now. I asked how she knew this. Tessa explained that she's part of a group text with some of the women from the dinner. After I left, the chat exploded. Most people were shocked at what Phoebe said. But 2 of them apparently weren't surprised because Phoebe had been venting about me for months in private conversations. She's been crafting a narrative, Joey. Like she's preparing people to take her side when something happens. That hit me like a truck. Friday afternoon, my lawyer called again. Something happened. Kevin's wife just hired a divorce attorney. Word is she found hotel receipts. This is going to come out fast, and when it does, Phoebe is going to panic. And sure enough, Friday night at 9 p.m., Phoebe showed up at the firehouse. Mascara running, hyperventilating, the whole 9 yards. My captain let her in because she was causing a scene in the parking lot. She grabbed my arm. Joey, something happened at work. There's an investigation. People are saying things about me and Kevin. I need you to tell them we're solid, that our marriage is strong. Please, you have to help me. I gently removed her hand from my arm. Help you with what exactly? There are rumors about me and Kevin. His wife is upset. The company is asking questions. If they think I was involved in anything inappropriate, I'll lose everything. Involved in what? She looked panicked, realizing she was saying too much. Just Office politics, nothing real, but you know how it looks. I need you to vouch for me. Tell them our marriage is fine." "Our marriage?" I looked at her dead in the eyes. "You mean the marriage where you slept with your boss for 6 months and then humiliated me in public?" She went pale. "How did you ring camera, phone bills, the hotel notepad I found in our trash, the Portland trips you took on the same flights as Kevin? Should I keep going?" She started shaking. "Joey, please, I made a mistake. I'll end it. I'll do anything. Just don't what? Don't divorce you. Don't tell the truth if someone asks. Don't let you face consequences." My captain was standing nearby, clearly uncomfortable but also clearly Team Joey at this point. He stepped in. "Ma'am, you need to leave. This is a workplace." Phoebe looked at me one more time, mascara streaked, desperate. "I love you, Joey." I didn't respond. She left. I went back to the bunk room and just sat there for a while. Guys, I don't know what I'm feeling right now. Part of me feels vindicated. Part of me feels sick. Part of me is still processing that the woman I married, the woman I thought I'd spend my life with, has been systematically dismantling our marriage while making me look like the villain to everyone we know. My lawyer says to sit tight. Let the HR investigation play out. Let Kevin's divorce play out. Don't engage with Phoebe unless it's through lawyers from here on out. Tessa texted again this morning. "I heard she showed up at the firehouse. Are you okay?" I don't know how to answer that question yet. More updates coming. I think the worst is still ahead. Update 2. 10 days later, I honestly didn't think I'd be back here this soon, but Reddit, this situation has gone completely off the rails. And I mean completely. So when I left off, Phoebe's affair with Kevin was exposed. His wife was filing for divorce, and the company was investigating. I thought that was the climax. Turns out that was just the opening act. Monday morning, 9 days ago, Phoebe was called into an HR meeting. She texted me 34 times during that meeting. I didn't respond, but my lawyer advised me to screenshot everything in case it becomes relevant later. The messages ranged from "they're asking about Portland" to "Kevin is lying about everything" to "I need you to tell them we were fine." Tuesday afternoon, I got a call from the same anonymous source at her company. This is where things get absolutely insane. Kevin didn't just throw Phoebe under the bus. He orchestrated the bus, loaded it with evidence, and drove it over her himself. Here's what happened. When HR started investigating the Portland trips, Kevin immediately went into self-preservation mode. He told HR that Phoebe had been pursuing him, that she'd been making advances, sending inappropriate messages, and essentially using her marital problems as justification for crossing professional boundaries. He claimed he tried to keep things professional, but she was relentless. Then he submitted to HR a series of text messages between them. They were real messages, but he deleted his own responses to make it look like she was coming onto him unprompted. Screenshots showed her saying things like, "Can't wait to see you tomorrow," and "Are you free tonight?" but none of his replies confirming he was equally involved. The piece de resistance. He told HR she'd threatened to claim sexual harassment if he didn't help her with a promotion. Complete fabrication, but he played it like he'd been the victim this whole time. My source sent me one more thing. Photos from the company Christmas party last year. Kevin and Phoebe in a coat closet, very much not keeping things professional. These weren't in the HR investigation because Kevin had gotten to HR first and framed the narrative. Wednesday, Phoebe showed up at my house, our house. I'd moved back in 2 days before because legally it's mine and my lawyer said I should establish residence. She looked like she hadn't slept in days. Hair greasy, sweatpants, eyes wild. "Joey, Kevin is destroying me. He's telling everyone I forced myself on him. He's saying I threatened him. None of it's true. You have to help me. You have to tell them we were happy. You have to get out. Joey, please, we were not happy. You cheated on me. You humiliated me. And now you want me to lie for you." She started crying. Not pretty crying, the kind of crying that's more about panic than sadness. "If I lose this job, I lose everything. My career, my reputation. Your reputation." I couldn't help but laugh. "Phoebe, you torpedoed your own reputation when you decided to sleep with your married boss and use company money to do it." She tried a different approach, softened her voice. Joey, we were together for 5 years. That has to mean something. I made mistakes, yes, but Kevin is making me out to be some kind of predator. He's lying. I need you to. What you need is a lawyer and therapy and to get the hell out of my house. She switched to anger. Your house, we're married. This is my house too. Premarital asset. Colorado is an equitable distribution state. My lawyer says you're entitled to maybe 5% of the marital assets, which amounts to basically nothing since I paid off this house before we got married and your income went straight to your shopping addiction. Her face went red. You already talked to a lawyer weeks ago. She looked at me like I'd grown a second head. You've been planning this. No, Phoebe, I've been reacting to this. There's a difference. Then she went completely off script. It's Tessa, isn't it? Are you sleeping with Tessa? Is that what this is about? Jesus Christ, not everything is about sex, Phoebe. She defended you at that dinner. She made me look stupid. No, you made you look stupid. She just pointed out that your narrative about me doesn't match reality. Phoebe grabbed her phone and started typing frantically. I'm going to tell everyone. I'm going to tell all our friends that you've been planning this, that you let me humiliate myself while you collected evidence, that you, go ahead, please. Tell everyone how your husband documented your affair with your married boss and gathered evidence instead of flying off the handle. See how much sympathy you get. She stared at me for a long moment. Then she threw her phone at the wall. It shattered. She started screaming about how I ruined her life, how I was vindictive, how I never loved her, how I was going to regret this. My neighbor called the police. 2 squad cars showed up. Officers I actually know from joint emergency response situations. Phoebe tried to explain that this was her house too and I was kicking her out. One of the officers gently explained that since I'm the title holder and we're separated, she needs to arrange a time to collect her belongings with supervision. She left, still screaming, neighbors recording on their phones. Thursday, the video showed up on Facebook. Someone had filmed Phoebe's meltdown from their doorbell camera. It spread through the local social media groups like wildfire. The same friends from the anniversary dinner started commenting, some supportive of her, most not. One comment from someone named Rachel. She spent months telling us Joey was emotionally unavailable and borderline neglectful. Now we find out she was cheating and he was just protecting himself. Wild. Friday afternoon, I got a call from Tessa. Joey, I need to tell you something. Phoebe called me. She's convinced you and I are having an affair. She's threatening to report me to my licensing board for unprofessional conduct during our community project. I didn't want to bother you with this, but my attorney says I should give you a heads up. So now Phoebe is trying to take down Tessa too. Classic misdirection. This morning my lawyer emailed. HR concluded their investigation. Phoebe has been terminated effective immediately for misuse of company funds and violation of workplace conduct policies. Kevin has been suspended pending further investigation, but given his seniority and the ambiguity in the text messages, he'll probably keep his job with a demotion. So Phoebe lost her job. Kevin gets a slap on the wrist. And I'm sitting here trying to process how the woman I married turned into someone I don't even recognize. She texted me one more time this afternoon. I hope you're happy. I hope destroying me was worth it. I didn't respond. Because here's the truth. I didn't destroy her. She destroyed herself. I just refused to go down with the ship. Divorce papers getting filed this week. My lawyer says it'll be quick and clean since there are no kids, no shared assets worth fighting over, and she's not in any position to drag things out given her current situation. The guys at the station keep asking if I'm okay. Honest answer. I don't know yet. I'm relieved. I'm angry. I'm sad. Mostly I just feel tired, but I'm still standing. That's something. Final update. It's been 11 days since my last update and I wasn't sure I'd post again, but enough people DM'd asking for closure that I figured I owed you all an ending. Though honestly, I'm not sure this is really an ending so much as just where things are now. So first, the big news. Phoebe's termination triggered a chain reaction I didn't see coming. Last Tuesday, Kevin's wife filed a lawsuit against Kevin and the architecture firm for fraud and emotional distress. Her attorney argued that the company enabled the affair by allowing Kevin to misuse corporate funds, and that HR's initial investigation was compromised because Kevin reported to the VP who signed off on his travel expenses. The firm is now in full panic mode, doing an audit of every trip Kevin approved in the past 3 years. Kevin got suspended with pay while they investigate. But here's the kicker. Turns out Kevin's wife found more hotel receipts, not just Portland, Seattle, Phoenix, San Diego, all with different women on his team. Phoebe wasn't even his only affair. She was just the one who got caught first. Wednesday afternoon, I was at the grocery store when I ran into 2 of the friends from the anniversary dinner, Michelle and Jard. They actually stopped their cart and came up to me. Michelle looked genuinely uncomfortable. "Joey, we owe you an apology. We should have said something that night. What Phoebe did was completely out of line and we just sat there." Jard nodded. "We've been talking about it a lot. About how she'd been saying things about you for months, and we just took her word for it instead of questioning why a grown woman felt the need to trash her husband to her friends constantly. I appreciated that. Told them I understood, it's hard to call out a friend in the moment. But Michelle said something that stuck with me. The thing is, she never talked about the good parts of your marriage, just the complaints. And that should have been our first clue something else was going on. Friday, I got a message from Tessa. "Coffee this week, I'd like to talk." We met up Saturday morning. She looked nervous, kept stirring her latte without drinking it. "Joey, I need to be honest with you about something. When I defended you at that dinner, it wasn't entirely altruistic." She took a breath. "I've always thought you were, different from other guys, thoughtful, genuine, and working with you on that renovation project, I don't know, I saw how hard you work, how much you care about helping people. It made me angry seeing her treat you like that." I didn't know what to say. She continued, "I'm not trying to make this weird. I'm not expecting anything. But I wanted you to know that if you ever wanted to grab coffee again or dinner or just talk, I'd like that." Part of me saw that coming. Part of me didn't. I told her the truth. "Tessa, you seem like an amazing person, and I appreciate what you did at that dinner more than you know. But I need to figure out how to exist as just Joey for a while. Not Joey the husband, not Joey who got cheated on, just me." She smiled genuinely. "That's probably the healthiest thing I've heard anyone say in a long time. Rain check. Rain check." The divorce is moving fast. Phoebe signed without contesting anything. My lawyer said she probably knows she has no leg to stand on, especially since she's unemployed now. Settlement is basically, she gets 5% of our joint savings, around $3,800. She keeps her car, I keep the house. Clean split. She has 30 days to collect all her belongings. She sent me one final text last week. "I'm sorry for all of it. I know you won't believe me, but I am." I didn't respond. Not because I'm trying to be cruel, but because there's just nothing left to say. 2 days ago, I got promoted to captain. I'd applied for it 6 months ago and honestly forgot about it with everything going on. The chief called me into his office and told me they'd been watching my performance, my leadership during calls, and how I handled personal adversity with professionalism. The promotion comes with a 15% raise and a more flexible schedule. This morning, I went for a run through City Park. It's something I used to do every Sunday before Phoebe and I got together. Somewhere along the way, I'd stopped. As I was finishing my loop, my phone buzzed, text from my brother David who lives in Boulder. "Heard about everything through Mom. Coming down this weekend. We're playing basketball and you're going to tell me the whole story." It's funny how the people who matter show up when things fall apart. I've been sleeping better, eating better. The house is quiet, but it's peaceful quiet, not the tense silence that used to fill it when Phoebe was home but mentally somewhere else. I'm thinking about getting a dog, maybe starting that woodworking hobby I always talked about. Last night I was looking through old photos on my phone and came across one from our wedding. Phoebe smiling, me smiling, both of us convinced we were building something permanent. It didn't make me angry or sad. It just made me think. Sometimes people aren't who they pretend to be, and sometimes the kindest thing you can do for yourself is accept that and move on. Kevin apparently moved to Austin. Fresh start, I guess. His wife got the house and primary custody of their kid. Phoebe is bartending at some place downtown while she figures things out. I heard through the grapevine she's already dating someone she met there. Good for her. Someone asked me in DMs if I regret staying quiet that night at the restaurant instead of defending myself. Honest answer, no, because staying quiet wasn't weakness, it was control. Phoebe was banking on me reacting, on me making a scene, on giving her ammunition to paint me as the volatile one. By staying calm, by gathering evidence, by protecting myself legally before engaging emotionally, I gave myself the best possible outcome. I'm okay. Not great yet, but okay. And some days, okay is enough. Thanks for listening, Reddit.